The idea of filming this video kind of terrifies me. It has for the past 2 or 3 days, to the point where I have delayed and put off filming this video up until tonight, a few hours before you all are actually supposed to see it. The last time I filmed a video like this was something like 2 years ago. Something like 30,000 subscribers ago, something like 700 videos ago. It was right before the world shut down, and I was in my apartment in DC, about to move back into a bedroom in my dad's house and continue working on this channel. That's where I met Max and Sean. That's where we grew and crossed 10,000 subscribers. That's where Alex from Board Game Co. first visited me. The same twin pull-out couch, the same studio that took up most of the space. That was where this channel took off. When you all as a community showed up and said that you cared and that you supported and that you'd be there for what was next. I remember that 10-hour drive from DC back to Kentucky, and I watched as message after message after message showed up. And it was cool. This video is not that. It's not the same message. It's not fear, and it's not exhaustion. It's just an ask. It's me admitting that I need help. That I can't continue operating and running the channel as we have up to this point. I mean, I can survive for a little while longer, but we're trying to push our limits of production. Some of you have noticed it with some of the videos recently. You've been commenting on the higher production quality of our TTS gameplay of Cyberpunk, our videos diving into Sniper Elite with the camera cuts and the tabletop style, the personalities, the B-roll, the transitions, and our previews. You've noticed what we've trying to do. And this week will be one of the best examples of that that we've done. We've put in so much time. The entire team has been up here. Devin, West, Shira have been up here this week working heart and soul to get this next week prepared. To show you what we as a channel want to grow into. But in order to do that, this video has to start the conversation. I have been working 70, 80 hours a week for a long time. I have been putting everything I have, sacrificing my health, elements of my relationships, for this. And I cannot do that forever. I need to expand the team. If we're going to grow as a channel, if I'm going to restore a degree of the bandwidth, and we have a few options. But the one we're going for is coming out later today. A video about how Quackalope is trying to hire an editor. How we're looking to expand. And that video is directly tied with this one. A unapologetic ask for help. There's 2 ways that you can support us. We have a link to our Patreon at the top of the video description where you could sub for a month or a year and be a part of this conversation. We just brought on West this month to be our liaison to Patreon, to be our community leader there. He's going to be making sure that people get responded to, that posts that need to go up at certain schedules do, that the polls and the coverage that we're promising shows up. He's going to be caring for you like I should be. But like I've said, my bandwidth is stretched too thin in nearly every direction. I hired Devin to help run emails and fly up here and film and be a part of this journey, and I hope you've enjoyed him on the channel. I have Shira, who is an incredible member and honestly helps run my entire life, and we have West that's caring for our communities and helping balance out the scales a little bit more. Over there on Patreon, we have exclusive live streams and polls that allow you to vote on the videos that we're going to be diving into every single month, and just so much opportunity to talk and be part of the show that we're putting on. The other thing is going to be a GoFundMe. For those of you that want to do a one-time donation, That's going to be to get the equipment that we need to expand our production quality here in the Quackalope studios and to hire an editor. That's things like a new vlogging camera so Devin and Wes can travel with one, upgraded audio equipment because I'm still working with a $50 little Rode mic, an editing computer so whoever we hire has something that can process and handle the terabyte worth of data that a single video takes. So, those are the two ways. Patreon is the foundation of this channel. It has been for a long time. This is such a hard video to do. And I've actually stopped and started and stopped and started a few times now at this point. I think the biggest thing is I'm excited about this step. I have been talking with the team for this last week, working on these videos, getting excited to show you what we're trying to produce. And then I still have that like 10% that just always exists. Like I operate with a degree of confidence that, and yet I still have that 10% that's like, you're going to do this, and then no one's going to be there. And that's hard. This is our leap of faith in some ways. Us stepping out. Us saying, we want to build something really cool. And we have such an amazing community, and we have so much opportunity in front of us, and we want to grab it and take hold of it and do as much as we can. We want to push the limits in every regard when it comes to content creation here in the board game space. And we need your support to do that. I don't want to take much more of your time. But before I let you go, I want to let you know what I want out of this channel. I want this channel to be a harbor for the board game space. Like Shut Up and Sit Down welcomed me into the fold. I want this to be a place where every video is exciting to watch, where you wake up and you're engaged, and I want to be a successful YouTuber. I want to spread board games as far and wide as possible, collaborating and supporting and doing as many weird things as we can. I want to reach out to country musicians and have them come sit down and play crokinole with me and play a song in the background as well. I want to talk with people who do magic and puzzles and RPGs and find ways that we can bridge the gap and collaborate across cultures and across communities and across hobbies. I want to lift people up. I don't want Quackalope to be a platform that absorbs and swallows other voices. I want to celebrate and bring as many people alongside of us as possible. People like Board Game Co. back when we first met and pinged off of each other all the way up here. People like Monique and Naveen over at Before You Play who also just made that gap and went full time. People like Devin Talks Tabletop. People like Room and Board. People like Professor Meg. These amazing content creators. As we cross 50 and 100 and 200,000 subscribers here on the channel, I want every single one of their channels to have benefited and grown and helped push us as we helped push them along the way. I want Quackalope to matter, to have an impact in people's gaming lives and in people's real lives. I've been able to build bridges and have conversations and find and meet friends and build communities in a way that I have never had before. It's what made me fall in love with this hobby. That's what I want from this. So, if you're part of this community, if you benefit from or enjoy the content we make, and if you're able to, only if you're able to, support us. Help us grow to the next step. Help us stabilize and have something consistent that allows us to bring someone onto the team that'll free up my bandwidth, that'll allow me to continue to grow and give me a chance to breathe. And as much as I want to continue talking for the next 30 minutes, explaining and breaking down the nuance, I think that's this video. The team and I sat down, Shira, Devin, myself, and West sat down and did an hour-plus long conversation over on Patreon that is free to go watch right now. If you want to hear their take and you want to understand from their perspective what's next for Quackalope. It's a little bit more chaotic than this, I promise, and probably a whole lot more fun. So swing over there and take a look. And whatever the case, whatever you do, remember to do the important thing. Get out and play some games. And I'll see you next time. Tomorrow. Thank you.